Hello everyone, this is Funamata here, and today I have yet another Dragon Ball related fanfiction on this channel. I know it's been a while, and I also apologize for the lack of content lately. I have been very busy with other things going on. Things are okay and whatnot, nothing to worry about, but just been kind of hectic. But I remember that I posted the poll a while ago that was like, oh, well, would you guys like to see a Steve Rogers ex-gender neutral or a Zamasu ex-gender neutral first? And even though Steve Rogers did technically win the vote, I was like, well, I mean, I still want to do the Zamasu story, even though it's coming second. I am also rather proud of how this one turned out, because of the fact that it probably is something I would do, being caught in a situation like this, and technically speaking, that has happened before. So if you want, at the end of this video, if you stick around, I can give a small little story time behind that. But either way, this is called Zamasu X Gender Neutral Reader, and the title is simply called The Voice of a Deity. Zamasu had been sent on another tea run for Gowasu. But as the pale green deity was walking to the tea room, he was cut short mid-step because he heard a very glorious voice in the kitchen. Your name was washing the dishes, mindlessly humming some made-up tune. They were doing this to try and distract themselves from their thoughts of a certain green boy named Zamasu. Master Gowasu had assigned your name to become friends with Zamasu to prove that not all mortals were scum like he had said. But your name could not, for their life and death, possibly help but feel a crush come over them. They felt a little bit insecure about it because Zamasu was not a fan of mortals. But he was, however, a lot more friendly to your name despite his hatred for their own kind. Your name was attempting to distract themselves from these thoughts. So eventually, when they were grasping at the straws to shake these thoughts free, they decided to sing a song that was stuck in their head. Insert song name here. Meanwhile, Zamasu was practically pulled away from his task at hand, which he had long forgotten about, and to the doorway of the kitchen. Your name's back was completely turned, and they did not even seem remotely aware of their surroundings or his presence. They are so enchanting with a voice like that, Zamasu thought to himself. He couldn't believe he was comparing a mortal to any sort of deity, but with a voice like that, how could you possibly blame him? Anyway, your name eventually finished the song when they heard a voice behind them. You never mentioned that you could sing. Your name damn near dropped the plate they were holding. They clumsily put it on the countertop next to them and spun around to see Zamasu standing in the doorway with his arms folded behind his back like always. What the fuck, Zamasu? Why did you not tell me you were right there? Your name yelled out. Because then you would have stopped, he said with an even tone as though it were obvious. Even though it kind of was. Your name sighed loudly. Why have you never told me that you could sing? Zamasu asked. It was never relevant, your name said. They were a bit confused as to why Zamasu had cared so much about this issue. But his reply answered that thought immediately. A voice like that is very relevant, your name, he said a bit more seriously. So what now? He shook his head once as though a child asked him why the grass was green. Zamasu took one step forward, making your name take a step back. This repeated until your name was up against the counter. Zamasu looked into their eye-colored eyes and spoke in a sweet tone. I never imagined that there would be an occasion where I would compare a mortal to a god. But your voice was so perfect that it made me feel like I was listening to a deity. To say your name was a blushing buffoon was a bit of an understatement. They just looked at Zamasu, completely red in the face and shocked. Then Zamasu grew a small smile and kissed the top of your name's head. He then walked out of the kitchen. I must go and get Master Gowasu's tea. But you should sing for me again soon, he said without turning around. Okay. The end. So like I said, this actually has happened to me in the past where I have actually been caught singing And for context, I do that a lot in my room, where I often sing in my room with my door closed for obvious reasons. And one time, I remember I was singing to a song, and out of nowhere, I don't know why, but I turn around, and my mom was staring at me with my door partway open. So she opened the door crack just enough so I wouldn't notice and was watching me, and I screamed bloody murder. Honestly, though, it was pretty hilarious looking back on it. It's like, well, I didn't even have a lock on my door, and it's like, I'm not going to lock my door just to listen to music. But yeah, I honestly also purposely put in the fact that that the reader did not have to select a song that I chose, or the reader did not have to sing a song that I selected. I wanted there to be more choice involved in this story, so I allowed it to where the reader could be the one selecting the song that they sang while they were doing the dishes. Because it's like, I've had that scenario happen before where a fanfic writer includes a song in a story, and I never have heard of the song in my life, and it's like, I don't like that feeling. So I thought I would give the reader a little bit more control this time. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm really happy with how this story turned out, and I hope you guys are pleased with it as well. And I'm gonna start saying it at the end of every video, but I am currently not taking any requests, so please don't ask for any, because I'm afraid that I will not be able to do it, as I am starting college soon. But either way, thank you all so very much for watching my beautiful, beautiful little phantoms, and as always, this is Random Writer, and I'll be seeing you all very soon. Bye-bye!